What's going on, guys? We're back. We're going to try to make a quick pop machine today, but first I wanted to say a couple things. Wanted to say thank you just for the support from a couple of people. I always forget this guy's name, so I wanted to make sure I mention him. Giga the Chef's been following me since I started. I'm not a big YouTuber. Really glad I get this type of support, so I wanted to thank him because I always forget his name. I wanted to definitely mention him. Would like to also thank Andy D. He's been giving me some advice and stuff like that. My best testers for our game, Tyler F. and Sarah F. Thank you guys all for all the support. We always appreciate everything you guys do for us, and we do check your stuff. Like, I had a look at Giga the Chef's channel. If you guys want to check it out, he is a really super good animator. He seems to be making some cool stuff, and his channel's definitely worth checking. Supporting local uh, or small YouTubers is great. It gives new people a chance to speak their mind, to show what they got to show, and it's good for everybody. Anyways, we'll get started. Sorry for the speech, everybody, but I just had to say a few things. So I'm going to go ahead and going to switch this to local. Right. I'm going to do my sizing. You guys don't have to of the scaling and such. 0.01 because I use Unity, and I've been asked to always size things, so I always do because apparently it makes things easier. You may use a different game source. I don't know, Unity, something else. That's fine too. I don't know what your scaling is because I don't use Unity. I only use Unreal, so can't really help you on that half. Hopefully it's the same thing. I'm sure it's probably similar if it's not the same. Okay, so we've got everything sized. Perfect. Just going to go ahead and make this bigger, obviously, because we need a pop machine size. And if you guys are making this for a game, I'm going to assume you actually need it to work. So let's try to keep this in the middle as much as we can, because we're going to need to do certain things. So probably want a few of the edges beveled. I'm guessing probably the whole face, but maybe we'll do it just a bit more than that. Just a bit more than just the face, okay? Just to start off and get the kind of look to our pop machine that we're going to want in the first place. So I might not do the ground ones because we're probably going to want that to be as flat as possible. So we're going to control B when we got all the ones we want. Just go in a little bit. It's not going to make the right shape. That's fine. Go up. We'll add some segments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 4. It doesn't need to be too much. You don't need to waste all your resources on a pop machine. You may disagree. Go ahead and put as many as you want. That's fine. It always depends what type of game you're making, and I get that. Some people's games are going to be really nice graphics, and it's going to matter how many are in there. So I'm just redoing it just to try to get a smoother overall shape for they blend in a little better with the bubbles. As you see, it's pretty nice shape. I'm pretty happy with it. You guys might want to change it. I'm good. Got the back flat. We got the bottom flat, right? Flat up against the wall. Flat on the ground. Perfect. And then we still have shape. Going to depend if you want to put lags on it. Some people are going to want it. I think they're lifted off. Let's just put some lags on it. I'm pretty sure they're lifted off the ground just a little bit, but it's not really hard to put lags on. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. And I'm sure you guys could have done this without me. Okay, so I'm just going to size it real quick just to give it the look we want, okay? S, scale it down, pop it in place. And if you guys are making projects, I'd love to hear about them. I'm not going to steal your ideas or anything, but if you just want to tell me anything about it in the comments, sure, I'd love to hear about it and we can talk about it. Alright, so that's around the size I want. Probably just make sure that it's maybe at least into the frame of it, because you don't want them to be separated basically. When you're done, Shift D, no big deal. I think it's this one, but it's probably not going to matter too much. Yep, so it's that one. So I'm just going to hand place the second one. So I'm going to Shift D those both so they're perfectly in line, and we're just going to drag it back. And you decide where you want them to go. Okay? I went like that. Looks pretty good to me. You guys do what you got to do. Alright, let's do up the front of this machine. So we got our legs. We're not going to attach them yet because that's going to cause issues with our bool, and we're going to have to definitely do some booling. So I don't know if you feel like starting off with the buttons, but that's what we are going to do. Question. Are you going to be using these buttons in game? Is this button really going to go in? Because you need to decide that before you go farther. Reason being, because you're going to have to leave them unattached the whole time. You're going to have to keep that in mind. So knowing that, you do what you got to do when we get to that point. So shift back to this mode, shape it a little bit, kind of want it like that. Probably going to have to make logos for that. Not a big deal though, not hard. Don't have to make them too thick. Okay. Now we got a couple ways we can do this stuff, but one way, I'll just show you. Shift D. We would take that piece, an extra piece, sink it right in almost all the way for there's just a hair sticking out. And you're going to put a hole there, okay? Just by going Object, Bool Tool, Difference. Alright, you got your hole there. Piece slides in and out. Great. So that's one way to do it. You don't have to do it that way. Up to you. Okay, you could just stick them in and it's going to look fine. May cause, no, you know what, it won't cause any texture issues. It'll be fine. It'll probably be cleaner this way, but up to you again what you want to do. So I'm just going to undo that for now. I just want to give you that example. Again, it's going to depend what you want to do, your look. Just give you some examples so you can choose. Delete that piece for now. Shift D. So I'm going to drag this one up a little bit, just a little bit like that. Maybe we'll move these both up just a little bit. Maybe that was a mistake actually. So just undo it. So when you're happy, go ahead and make another one, probably on top like that. Hopefully we made these small enough that we can fit another one on the side. And it looks awfully tight, but I think we got it. Shift D that. Actually, delete that. It's up to you. You can Shift D this way and just keep working up if you can judge the gap. Shift D. Or you can do it the other way where you can go one of the sides and go over. When these are all in place, Shift D. This time we're going to cheat a little bit. See where it's moving? Okay. Right click to cancel it. Remove the minus. Oops. Did I remove it? No, I didn't. I should have my glasses on, guys. Alright, good enough. Shift D. We're just going to go along and we're going to repeat that so it's perfectly in line on the other side. It's just going to save us a little bit of dragging it over and trying to guess at if it's in place or not. Alright. Okay, good work everybody. If you've done this, you're good, okay? Just grab them all. And again, it's up to you. Oops. If you want to, now's the time to put that inset that we talked about. And if you want to, Shift D the whole thing. Wheel it into where you're happy. Have the face stick out just a little bit. And bool them all at the same time in just one. Okay? And as you can see, all the holes are there now. Okay? And if that's good, you can size these down a little bit. But what I would do is I would put them all in place. And if you want that to kind... Oops, sorry, I shouldn't have this. I'm going to have to grab it again. Okay. Grab them all, slide them in. Should be fine enough like that, but if you want to size them, you're going to have to do it individually. You'll see the scale over here. See where my mouse is? So if you want to just scale them down, pick a size, and then just try to round them all around the same size. 306, 772. You see what I'm saying? And if you're careful, that's close enough. You can get them the same size, but I'm not going to do that. I'll show you guys how if you want that little line around it to make it show a little better that there's a button there, but I think this is fine. Buttons look pretty good, I'd say. But we could do one more thing to... I keep on grabbing the piece behind it, sorry about that. Did it again. One more thing we could do to fix it up, if I can manage to grab them all, is we can go and edit with them all, and then Control B. And you can kind of make, oh, went too far. You can see when you went too far, but you can kind of make a little bevel on these. When we come back, you can see the edges are just kind of leaning a bit more forward. Honestly, I won't. It's not worth the resources to do it. But again, if you're trying to get a certain look, if you're trying to do a certain way, well, there you go. Looking good. I'll leave those there for now because I'm going to leave them loose for they can be pushed in. And they'll just sink in a little bit when you push them. Maybe you click on them and they sink in for a game that I'm making. So hopefully you guys can use that in the way that I'm telling you. We'll pull this forward and we're going to make a few more pieces, I guess. Sorry. Okay, I spot a little problem, but we'll figure this out. Let's go down here with these guys first. And hopefully we can work out this issue. Okay, this time we're going to go to edit mode. We're going to grab these edges. And maybe that's not what we want to do actually. Let's just grab this edge. Sorry about the change of plans. Like I said, I just kind of wing things and go by the look of what I've made. And then if it looks good to me, I keep it. And if I want to change it, I change it. Maybe one thing I want to do though, before I do that, is just go out of edit mode and just copy that just in case. I think I got the idea of what I need to do. Sorry about the delay, everybody. And sorry about the comments, but thank you for the comments, guys. That's really helping, and the thumbs up are really helping, and thank you for all the subscriptions. I appreciate each and every one of you guys joining. Alright, so I'm going to do this, okay? But first, we're going to be able to see in there, so I'm just going to do something like this, okay? And hopefully this works. If not, I apologize. And we're going to try to get through this video for you guys, for it doesn't take too long. So it's slightly bigger, but I think you get the idea. I won't take any longer to size it up. Try to match it up as best as you can. Do something like this, okay? Now we're going to go shift, click that one, object, bool, difference, okay? Since we haven't attached anything, no issues. Wind this sucker in there, okay? Same shape basically, except for it's got a little tiny angle at the bottom. We're going to go down like this, but we're going to make sure it's inside, but that our lips just up like that. Okay, and we're going to get a special look from this because it's going to give us a spot where our pop's going to roll into basically. I might have made it a little too deep, but you guys get the idea. Maybe we'll redo that. So it looks like we have a little angle down there basically. I probably could have done that with the first piece, but we didn't. Sometimes it's better to be a little more precise. How you get that certain look you're going for. Maybe I'll try this. Okay. You guys play around with it till you get the look you're going for. You basically want the Coke to sit at the back, or your drink, I shouldn't say Coke, whatever drink it is. So it's just sitting at the back when it drops down. You can put a hole through here if you like. I don't think it's necessary. Nobody's going to see in there really. Looks pretty clean. So we got a couple more things to do. And I just realized one of our issues, but I think we're going to be okay. So, oh, right. I thought we erased those. Okay, alright. Not a problem. So, basically we have no spot for our change to put the money into the machine. There's a few different ways we could do this. We could try hang it off the corner and make it work. But I think we're just going to put it down here. It's not a big deal. Probably want to plan it out a bit better, but let's do this anyways. Shift A. And this shouldn't have to take much really. It's just got to have like the basic shape of a coin receptor. Okay. So make sure we're not into that one. Make sure we're not into the top ones. That's fine there. I don't know what shape this should be really. Let's do this. Let's use S actually. Shrink it down. About the size of a coin-ish. A little bigger, I guess. Maybe leave the front hanging out like this. So you can definitely see there's there. And then we'll shift D. Pull that out just a hair. And then we'll go... First we'll go S. Just shrink it a little bit. So you're going to have an edge on the top and the bottom evenly. And then we're going to go thin. Like a coin. Okay? maybe a little bit down to give it a little more edge there. When you're happy, object bool difference. Okay, so now you have a coin receptor. It looks like you can put coins in there. Maybe you want to have a button that says put coin in, you know, maybe you just want it there for the look. There it is, we got it. So I would attach this if we're done with everything else, and I'd say we are. It's up to you. But I might also attach these just for coloring purposes, and then unattach them after if your programmer needs them unattached. So that's up to you again. I'm going to Control J, just put them all together. Why do I have so many blocks? I should just have one. Did I miss something? Oh, my lags. Throw them on as well. We'll color them all together just to make coloring easier. Okay. So now it's all together. One cube, as you can see up here. If you did it right, you should have one cube. So up here, go to there, and we'll go to coloring. I'm going to make it either, I don't know, whatever color you feel like. I'll make mine this color for no random reason. Go into edit, make sure you're there. Assign, makes everything that color. Cool, perfect. Like this. We're going to do our legs. We're going to do them the color of black. Again, the color here doesn't matter. You're just giving it a slot to color later when you put it in your game. So it doesn't matter too much, but you need to make sure that the things that are going to be different colored have their own slot. Okay. This one we'll just make a little gray. That'll work. Okay. It's going to be steel, so just giving it a representation for the color. And again, L over these parts. Maybe you want to do them all different colors. Maybe you want to put a texture on them in your game. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make them all the same color, and I'm just going to add a texture to them in my game. If you guys want to do it different, go ahead. If you want to give each other one a color, for you can match it with your soda type, that's fine. Up to you. So we're pretty much colored. Maybe you want to make it look a little fancier. Let's just give you an example of how we could do that. Go to faces up here. Say you want to do these a different color. Okay. Something like that. You could give it a new color now, or we could grab these, hit I, and put a little sub color in here if we wanted, if we just wanted to highlight more. Maybe that's what we'll do just for the example. We'll go to our color again, hit new, and we will add a pink highlight. Super cool, guys. Way to go. Alright. Buttons look a little big, so maybe you want to make yours a little smaller. You might want to take a couple of runs at it until you get it perfect. Maybe put the coin thing up here and those down there. Up to you. Every machine looks different in different countries. I'm in Canada. Our machines look like our pieces up here. I realized I messed up once I booled those in. You get the idea, though. Right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully this helps in your game somehow. Let me know if it does, and if it's, how it turned out, how it looks in your game. Maybe you did something a little different. Tell me about it if you like. If you need something specifically, let me know in the comments, and make sure you subscribe. The link to Fishton, the game I made in the description. Like, thumbs up. See you next time.